So today we are starting with the leaf, right? It is the fifth chapter of Biology Standard 11, Morphology of a Flowering Plant. So let us start with the leaf. So first of all, what do you mean by leaf actually? We know that what leaf is, but biologically we have to define the structure. So we say that the leaf is a lateral flattened structure, right? So the leaf is a lateral, generally flattened structure which is borne on stem. It develops at the node and bears a bud in its axil. So there are few terms which I am going to explain you over here. So it is a flattened one. It means it is a flat structure. It is borne on stem. That is, on stem it grows. It develops on the nodes. So what do you mean by node? Node, it means, as you can see over here, see. So here it develops and it bears a bud in its axil. So axil means, I can say the angle, right, where a stem and a leaf get attached. This is called as the axil, right? So here a bud develops, so it is called as axillary bud. These axillary bud will develop a new branch from this. So the leaf originates from the shoot apical meristem. As you know very well that there are three types of tissues, that is, meristematic tissues are of three types. Apical meristem is one of these, apical, lateral and intercalary. So apical means where it is growing on the head part, right? So apical can be on the top of head or down of head, anything. So shoot apical means it grows upward and it arranged in a acropetal order. I am going to show you the figures of this, right? So it grows into the acropetal order. They are most important vegetative organ for photosynthesis. Why? Because vegetative organ, they have told, as we have learned in our previous lecture, there are two types of organ, vegetative and reproductive. Reproductive organ means which take part in reproduction, whereas vegetative organs means which do not take part in reproduction. So this is the most important thing for vegetative organ of photosynthesis. Now you know very well that photo means light, synthesis it means to make. So it makes food with the help of light. It has chlorophyll inside it. This we are going to study in next chapters of biology itself of standard 11 and 12. So now let us see the structure of leaf, right? So the leaf structure consists of mainly three parts. The first part I can say is the leaf base, right? The first part here I can say is leaf base, right? Petiole and lamina. So what do you mean by leaf base? Let us see this structure very carefully, right? So leaf base means what? Leaf base means something, it is over here, right? You can see over here the base of the leaf where it is attached to the stem. You have you can see over here. So it is a leaf base. Leaf base is the lowermost part of the leaf. It is joined to the node of the stem, right? I can say it is joined to the node of the stem. Node, it means the point at over here. The palvinate leaves, the leaf base is the swollen and is called palvinous, right? So what do you mean by this new terms? Pulvinous means what? That is, at a leaf base there is one swollen part, right? One thickened part is shown over here, that is pulvinous, right? It is important things for MCQs. Leaf is very easy to pluck. Why? Because its attachment is really very weak over here. Example, gram leaves. In some part, leaf base consists of a small appendages also on both the side. These are called stipules, which protect the young leaves and auxiliary buds. So you can see over here what stipule is. Stipule does a protection, right, to auxiliary bud also, so that it cannot get removed out. The second is petiole. What do you mean by petiole? See, you have never seen a thing that it is a stem and here leaf is directly coming. Yes, there are few leaves like such. It is called it is like apetulated leaves, but over here we are studying about a petioles. So petiole means what? There is one connection in between leaf and stem. That is a petiole. It is a cylindrical smooth stalk of the leaf. Stalk of the leaf means which holds the leaves, which connect the lamina with the base. That is, leaf having petiole is called as petiolated leaf, as I have told you, right? So this is a petiolated leaf, and these leaves is called as sessile leaves. So what do you mean by sessile leaves? Sessile leaves means which doesn't have got a petiole, right? So there are two type of leaf, petiolated and sessile leaves according to the petiole. So we studied two structures until now. The first is leaf base. On leaf base there is a stipule, there is an auxiliary bud, and second thing we studied is a petiole. The third thing is a lamina. Lamina or a leaf blade is green in color. Lamina is green in color. It is flat structure. It does the function of photosynthesis, transpiration, respiration, everything. Depending upon the incision on lamina. What do you mean by incision on lamina? Right? Leaves can be simple or compound. So let me brief you with this. That is, what is simple leaf and what is compound leaf according to the incision of lamina, right? So let us first see the structure, right? So what is happening over here? As you can see that this part is the lamina, right? Now according to the incisions on lamina, there are two things, simple and compound. What do you mean by simple leaves? Simple leaf means it is a smooth leaf, right? Simple leaf and compound leaf. So simple leaf is a smooth leaf, right? It has got incised margin, incision not deep upon midrib. So you can see over here that these incision means like this way. It is not up to midrib. It doesn't reach the midrib. It is just on the outer part, right? So that is a simple part of a leaf. Compound leaf means incision reach the midrib, dividing leaf into leaflets. So over here leaflets is forming. Leaflets, it means, the best example I can say is the three leaves, right? You know the name of this, Bilipatra, right? So it is a compound leaf. Next is venation, right? But before that, let us just read what I have taught you. So the leaf is, I'm over here, the leaf is attached to the stem by leaf base, and it bears a lateral stem, right? It bears a lateral small leaf-like structure called as stipules. Now in monocotyledon, the leaf expand into sheath covering the stem partially or wholly. In some leguminous plant, the leaf base may become swollen and it's called pulvinous. The petiole, second was petiole, as I have told you, it holds it, right? It is long one. So, and third one, lamina, that also I have told you about it. And after that we studied about two type of things, that is simple leaf and a compound leaf. The shape, margin, apex, surface, all this vary in different type of leaf. You know very well that leaves are of different type. If you go into the garden, you can see that there are many different type of leaves, right? You cannot see that they are same. Some leaf have got these type of structures, some leaf have got these type of structures, some are like this single, some are compound. There are many type of leaves, so we are going to study everything in this. So let us now study about venation. So what do you mean by venation? Venation means what? Venation means arrangement. In typical word, I can say venation means arrangement. So arrangement of veins is called as venation. I'll just show you over here, right? Arrangement of veins. These are veins. So there are two types of arrangement. One is this one and other one is this. So arrangement of veins and veinlets in lamina. Vein and veinlets. What do you mean by veinlet itself? If this is a vein, over here something is there, it is called as veinlets. There are two types of venation, parallel and reticular. So parallel venation means like this. It runs parallel to each other. These can be seen in monocots and rare in dicots. I'm not telling that you cannot see that. This is rare in dicot. Example is eryngium, right? Next is in reticular venation. What happens is the main vein is formed and a number of branches arise from this, right? You can see over here, beta, the main vein has been formed, right? Here this is the main vein and here you can see the different branches, right? So these are vein and veinlets. Example, this can be seen in dicots and rare in monocot. So two things you have to learn over here: parallel venation in monocot and reticular in dicot. So in short, you can remember it by PM, Prime Minister. Parallel venation in monocot, and RD, Research Department, that is reticular venation in dicot. Okay, and dicot and monocot, I think you know very well. If you are confused about it, just let me know in the comment section. Next is types of leaves. As we have told, there are two types of leaves, simple and compound leaf, right? So in simple leaf, what is there? Let me just tell you in simple leaf what is there over here, right? See, when a lamina is entire or when incist, the incisure do not touch the midrib, it means it is very entire. My lamina is as usual. See, this is my lamina, khatam baat, like so. If this is my lamina, then it is simple one. Understood? Now if my lamina, what I am telling you is, if my lamina is consisting of not a simple lamina, right? My leaf has got not one lamina, but it divides itself. Under a division happens, that is a compound leaf. So you can read the definition over here, that when the incision on lamina reach upon the midrib, breaking the leaves into number of leaflets, it is called as compound leaf. Let me tell you one example of compound leaf, right? See, this is a compound leaf, right? It was one main rib, right? This is one pure main rib. It gets divided again and it make a new plants, new leaves, right? So that is a compound leaf. After that, a bird is present, right? A bird is, after that, when a bird is present in the axil of petiole but not in the axil of leaflet of the compound leaf. Now compound leaf are of two types. As I have told you, simple means simple. Compound leaf are of two types. One is pinnate and other is palmate. So what do you mean by both pinnate and palmate? The compound leaf is pinnate compound leaf if they have a common axis. See, you can see over here a difference. These has one common axis over here, whereas these leaf don't have a common axis. It grow like this way, right? Which represent a midrib. Means actually it was a midrib only. For example, if I tell you, if this was a leaf, right, if this is a leaf, I can say, right, and in these leaf what is happening is this was a midrib. Now these ribs converted itself into a leaf. It becomes pinnate. Understood? In pinnate compound leaf, the leaflets are attached to the common point, whereas in palmate it occurs. In pinnate it is like this way, as I've shown in neem, but in palmate you can see over here there is only one tip. In this one tip everything is attached. It is called as palmate. Understood? So you can say that leaves are of two types, simple and compound. Compound are of two types, pinnate and palmate. So this is about the types of leaves. And in our next video we are going to study about inflorescence, but before that let us study the small two topics, that is phyllotaxy and modification of leaves. Phyllotaxy means how they are arranged, the arrangement of leaves. This is of three types: alternate, opposite or hold. Now let us see with the figure, right? Alternate means what? Very simply you can say that if this is one point, then leaf will other grow over here, third grow over here, fourth grow over here, fifth grow over here. It grows alternately, right? And doesn't go in a stable way. Alternate way might grows, right? Second is opposite. Opposite, it means pair of leaf arise at each node. In opposite, in one node two at the same time, right? Here one, here one. And then hold one, in WHORELD, hold. And hold, more than two leaves arise at a node. It means group one. You can see if this is my point, from here many leaves will grow. Okay, so phyllotaxy, it is very easy, three type: alternate, opposite and hold. And alternate, the example is of China rose. Here also you can make your own acronyms and learn. AC, alternate China rose, right? Opposite guava, and hold is Elstonia. You can make your own acronyms, or if you are having query with it, you can just ask me. I'll just give you few of the acronyms of how to learn for the NEET preparation. Next is modification of leaves. Leaves are modified from the main function of leaf, I can say, is photosynthesis, but there are few other things which also occurs in the modification of leaf. So the first one is, I can say that leaf tendril. The first modification of leaf tendril. Leaf tendril means the leaf makes into a modified stipules. Modified stipule means you can see in the figure that leaf is like this way, right? It is like a stipules. Why do they do it? For climbing, right? They want to climb, so they cannot climb with their own structure, so they modify itself. Second one is leaf spines. Leaf spine, it means a protected structure which reduces the transpiration, and even it helps for the protection from other animals. These occur in mainly arid region plants where they don't have got much water with them. right? The third one is phyllodes. Phyllodes means the petioles form a leaf-like structure, right? What happens in phyllodes, that is the petiole, they itself make a leaf-like structure, right? They itself make a leaf-like structure. Petiole make a leaf-like structure over here, they only make it. Fourth one is, I can say, a leaf bladders. So leaf bladders means what? Leaf bladders means the leaf segment are modified to form a small bladder like structure. You can see this in a nitrogenous plant, right? The leaf itself make a bladder like structure on which they take few insects and they take the food itself. Then leaf pitcher, right? Leaf pitcher you can see in insectivorous plants itself. And then last one is succulent leaf. Succulent leaf means it is fleshy leaves that stores the water. For example, you have seen aloe vera, right? In aloe, it is a very flashy. So again, I would like to repeat all these 6 things because it is not given in your textbook itself, but it is many times asked in MCQ part. That is leaf tendrils, then leaf spines, then the phyllodes, then I can say a leaf bladder, right? After leaf bladder I can say leaf pitcher and a succulent plant. Okay, so these are the few plants, few part of the modifications of leaves, and this is all about the leaf and leaf structures. In our next video we will be studying about the inflorescence. Okay,